Today's topic is we are going to talk about how to start with oil pastels. So I got this comment yesterday on one of my video that what are oil pastels, how to start. So there are a lot of myth related to oil pastels that it's not easy to layer with oil pastels, colors are coming off, it's sticky, messy, right? So today we are going to talk in detail how you can start with oil pastels and what things you need to take care of when you are working with oil pastels. Okay, so let's discuss. I have few oil pastels here, so I'm going to show you. There are different kind of oil pastels. If we are working on realistic kind of work, so we mostly work with hard pastels. If you want to work the semi-realistic or impression kind of work, then we work with soft pastels. So there are categories: hard pastels, medium soft and super soft. So when we use the combination of these pastels, we can create the realistic painting. Okay, so when we talk about materials, it's not about materials. First of all, you need to master the basic fundamentals and principles of drawing and painting, and how to handle your medium, whether it's charcoal, whether it's acrylic, oil. First of all, you need to learn the basics. If your basics are not clear, even if you use an expensive color, then also it will not going to work. So I have different materials here like these oil pastels, and I'm going to show you one by one why I'm using so many pastels here. Like I have so many palettes and what is the use of this palette. Okay, so let me show you my screen. Okay, I hope you can see. So I'm going to show you, this is a reference image that I'm working on, and this is the painting that we are working on, you can see, and we are trying to make it realistic as much as possible. So what I am using here, what material I'm using here, first of all I will show that and then I will show you my process. So for this I am using the sheet, it's cartridge sheet. Okay, cartridge sheet 140 GSM I'm using. You can also use watercolor paper depending upon what exactly we are working on. So it completely depends on reference images. So I have here watercolor paper. This is Archie's brand. Sometime I use this, sometime I use cartridge sheet. And there are other oil pastel paper also. Again, it depends what we are working on. So these are the pastel papers that we use. Again, it's 140 to 180 GSM, not more than that, and this is enough if you want to work with oil pastels. So I showed you that this is a painting that we are working on, and but it doesn't come like easily. You need to do few things, which is like testing your colors, testing your paper, then you get this result, right? So I will show you the process so you can see this is the behind the scene. Lot of testing is done with the colors, and then we try to experiment that how we can do the blending, mixing, layering. So there is a process for every single thing. So let's start. If you are completely beginner to oil pastels, how you can start and what are the things that you need to consider when you are just starting. Okay, so I'll keep this side. First is your right paper. So you need to understand there are different kind of hand pressures. So we work with low pressure, medium pressure and high pressure, and we keep switching the pressure in different layers, right? So if we are using smooth paper, it will not help you in layering because we need some tooths and texture where pastels can easily stick. After all, we are just using the oil based sticks. Okay, so I'll show you the colors. I have these colors here. This is Camel Oil Pastels, artist grade. This is another Camel brand which is student grade. Okay, these are harder, and this one artist grade, it's quite soft and smooth. It's quite buttery. Then we also have this Munkyo pastel. So we are slowly increasing and moving towards the brand. Okay. Colors will not going to work unless and until you improve the handling part. So it's very important. And then we switch to more brands, that is a gallery oil pastel. So we step by step improve using when we learn how to do the handling in a right way, then we switch pastels. Okay, and when we use a combination of these pastels, we can easily prepare any painting, like a realistic painting with oil pastels. So it's easy. So today I am going to use this one. It's the Campbell Artist Grade. We are using these pastels because you don't need to spend tons of money from very first day on pastels. You just first of all spend time with pastels, understand it, do it a hard way, and then you switch your pastels. So I will pick any one color and let's see how it goes. So I am using this one, which is rose pink. So when we are using pastels, always make sure you clean your pastels first. And now I'll show you what are the techniques that you need to practice if you are facing this kind of issue. My colors are coming off, I'm not able to layer, this wax keep shifting from one area to another. If you're facing these kind of issue, so I will show you what you can do. First, we will talk about how you can handle pastels in a right way. If you are working in the first few base layers, always hold your pastels from back end, this side, not here. If you hold your pastels from here, you can accidentally apply high pressure and we don't want that. Okay, so first of all, always hold your pastels from back side if you are working on first few layers. So what I have to do, I have to start from one area like 45-degree angle, and then you put low pressure. Okay, and just imagine you are holding color pencil or a pencil and you are trying to shade. We are not putting any pressure, and the reason we are holding pastel from back side, it will not allow you to apply, or you will not accidentally get more paint in your sheet. Okay, because you are holding pastels from back side. So this is the right way of doing. Many artists, they do in a wrong way. What they do, they first of all go in a hurry. Okay, they will do like this, they will try to put lot of pressure and they will get these kind of results. What is happening here? Uneven results. So this is completely wrong way of doing it. If you want to create beautiful paintings with oil pastels, first of all learn how to layer it. So this is the first thing that you have to master. Or you can simply start this way, just create one box randomly. You can do one box. Always start from 45-degree angle. So I'm going to start from here and you can see I'm holding my pastel from back side, and do it nicely. You don't have to hurry, right? Keep doing it without any gaps, and even you can work part by part. Like first you can work in half box and then you can shift. So little bit line here and there, it's fine, but we don't need like uneven strokes. You can see how nicely I'm applying. So So this way we can fill the space. This is the first thing that you have to practice with oil pastels. Okay. And another thing, I get this question many times that pastels are broad. How we can create those tiny thin lines and dots with oil pastels? So you need to understand the pastels first. Okay. So when you do it daily, like you practice daily, at least for 10 minutes a day, then you will easily able to handle. So I can show you that, see, with this broad pastel, I can easily get the thin lines. So we have to practice this and it will come easily. You will learn how to get these kind of lines. So practice lines with oil pastels. Even you can practice lines in different direction. So these are the techniques which will going to help you to enhance your oil pastel paintings. You can do any like downward movement, straight lines. You can do upward movement. That means why we are doing it? Because we are understanding our pastels. So you can do this and then you can practice these dots. We can practice these stripling. So we call it stripling. Stripling with different pressure. Sometimes you can put, if you are applying high pressure, you just maintain high pressure. So you can see if I'm working with high pressure, so all the dots will be similar in value. If I'm applying low pressure, so you have to maintain the low pressure. This way. Okay. So once you master this, and this if you practice at least 10 minutes a day, it will going to improve your layerings. So first thing is we need to improve layering this one. First layer plays a very important role. If your first layer is correct, the upcoming layers will be automatically correct. Okay. So when we go this way, first of all, what happens when we go this way? We are able to create depth in our painting. So you do first time and then again you try to go on top of it. Again with the same pressure. So we are not applying any extra pressure. Same pressure. So this is second layer. Same way we have to apply third layer. So if you want to achieve the darkness, you want darker value. So the best way is to do it layer by layer, not achieving at one go. Because this will not going to give you depth in your work. Always prefer to work layer by layer. And even you can switch your pastels, and if you feel like you want to use some different color, let's say I'm using orange here, so I can again go and apply here with the same pressure. I am not increasing this pressure at all. Still I am working with low pressure, and mostly we work from low to medium pressure. Right now what is happening, we are just applying color. We are not mixing, we are not blending, only applying colors. And this way you can fill the corners. And same way we can apply it 2 layers, 3 layers with multiple colors. So this is a best practice. You can practice this one, and you can switch your pastels, like select 4 to 5 pastels and keep layering one by one, and just see how far you can push yourself. Okay, and this is how we are creating these kind of paintings. You can see behind the scene it's lot of testing. We do the color mixing, we see which combinations are working best, and this is purely done with these cheap pastels. This one we are completely using the cheap hard pastels here, and this is the results. So it's not about pastels, it's about using the right materials, like right paper. So the paper I'm using here, it's cartridge sheet, and the material which I'm using here, it's a cheap student grade pastels. So any pastels can give you result only when you will learn how to use it, right? So now I'm going to show you by working on this area. So it will going to take little bit more time because it's quite detailed, and we are going to apply layering technique here. Again, I'm using the cartridge sheet, and this is a reference image that we are working on. Now, according to reference image, we have select the combinations of color. So first we start with the hard pastels always, and when our hard pastels are failed, it's not working. So then we switch to medium soft pastels, and we go with medium soft pastels to some layer, and after that we switch to soft pastels when our medium soft fail to work on top. So let's start. The colors I'm using here is, I'm using medium yellow, then I'm using a red, we also use some places orange, and the testing is already done. I have shown you my test sheet. I will show you again. Some places we are using rose pink, maroon, orange, then browns. So these are the pastels that we are using, and we are also using white. I am running out of this white color because white is needed. It's must with oil pastels, because we can't, to reduce the opacity of any color, we can't use water. We don't have option to use oils, so we use white pastels a lot, right? So I always have white in bulk. Make sure whenever you are applying pastels, before that you clean it, okay? Then you will get the fresh vibrant colors. I always clean my pastels before working. See, there is a lot of pigment and it can affect my painting. So always make sure that there is no extra pigment. Okay, now I'm ready to work. So I'm going to show you the layering technique that I'm using. So let's work on this one. I always keep my reference image like this close to my painting so that it's very easy to analyze things. So first here I can see that in base there are some lighter tones which is like whitish yellowish kind of shade. So what I can do, first of all, to secure the base layers, I will always use white. So I will use my white color and let's secure this entire area. So whatever I apply on top, it will going to work, but this is how we secure the bright areas if you are working with the highlights. Wherever you feel like it's white color, you apply that color. So I can see in this area, I can see the whitish yellowish kind of shades. I will apply here, I will apply here, and these tiny dot which I can see here if it is visible. So I am also going to secure this area, but it is not possible to secure in base layers. So we apply on top later at the end, and we do it with the soft pastels. Okay. So first, wherever I notice the white tone, I will first of all secure, and I'm applying with high pressure because I want to make sure that this area is completely secure. Then I can apply another base layer. So another base layer which will go is yellow, and I'm going to apply with light hand. No need to hurry, just apply and make sure you are staying inside the boundaries. So always, first of all, what you can do, you can secure the boundaries. And if you are not able to work with the broad side of pastels, so always secure your one side of pastels. You keep it crisp so that you can work with the areas like edges, boundaries, so it will be easy for you. So today I am showing you only base layer, and in upcoming sessions I will show you how you can layer it. So once the boundaries are secure, then I can again switch to the broad side of pastel. So now, as I have discussed an initial phase, we have to use 45-degree angle and do the small circular motions. So we are just working with small circular motions here. No need to hurry, take your time. And I'm still applying low pressure because you can understand I am holding my pastel from back side. You have to make sure that you are applying color in every single area. And so what are the mistakes if you are working as a beginner? So these mistakes can happen. First of all, you will just try to fill up the area quite fast because you think like it's quite easy, I can fill up the area. But what is happening, we are doing it with uneven pressure, and that will going to create problems in upcoming layers. So make sure you are going slow. And now I can easily work on top, like where I applied the light shades, I can work on top. So first I covered the half of this area, and then I'm working on bottom part. When we go layer by layer and when we start from light tone to darker tone, you have possibility to add lot of colors. But in your base layers, if you are adding dark tones, it's not possible to apply more layers. So I always prefer to work going from lighter tone to darker tone. So you can see here I applied the white color in base, and now I am easily able to apply yellow on top. It's not a problem. Why we are securing this white color, why we applied in base, so this I am going to show you at the end when we will finish, like the 99% of painting is finished, then I am going to show you why we applied the white layer on base. So this first layer we have applied and nicely done. You can see every single area is nicely covered, and then I'm going to switch to another shade. So the another shade that I'm going to use is orange. So I'm picking colors from light to dark. You can also do one thing, like you can place your colors from light to dark. This way it will be easy for you to pick the colors. Okay. So we always place the colors from light to dark. It is much easy because you are lifting colors, you are picking colors one by one, and then you also have an idea which place you need to apply which color. So I'm using this orange, and why I'm using this color, because I have already tested my colors. I have selected my color palette in advance. So here this is my test sheet, and here I already tested with one petal and I did a lot of color mixing, and then I have selected these color palette. Okay. So I'm not randomly picking. There is a lot of process required when we are actually putting colors on our paper. So we call it a part of our project planning. So here first of all I can start with orange, and wherever I feel like. Now it's not necessary that you need to apply in every single area. You can apply in any area where you feel like this color needs to be applied. Okay. So wherever I feel like this orange, I can apply that color. And still I'm working with low pressure. You can just imagine that you are holding color pencil, and we go with light hand. some of the areas I'm leaving, like some areas underlayer can be visible, that looks more organic, and it will give a nice impression. So you can see I'm leaving some of the areas so my base layers are also visible. Now I'm going to switch to another color. This time I'm directly picking red, and the areas where I feel like red is more dominant, I can apply in that area. Although the petal is completely red here, so you can see the entire petal is red. So I can go and apply in entire area. Again with low pressure. Initial stages looks quite ugly, so keep doing it, you will get it. But this is the process. And when you are going close to these areas, I would recommend that one side of pastel you always keep it crisp. And if you don't have, so what you can do, just cut down your pastel, um, and you will get the crisp edge. Okay. Or what else we do, we also sharp our pastels so we get the clean nice edge, and then we can work on these areas which are close to drawing part, like the edges part. I can still apply uneven because I want my base layers to be visible. And I'm moving in the direction of form, like this is how the direction line is moving, so I can work this way. Here same way I can create these lines. Now what will happen when you keep layering. You still have your drawing here. Hi Rama, thank you for joining. So we are able to manage the clean boundaries, and plus we are applying layer by layer. All good, thank you for asking. How are you? Now the areas where I feel like there is more variety or the darker colors are more, so I'll show you my reference image. Like these are the areas. Some areas are quite dark. So how we can add variations? We can add variation by going darker in those areas. So we don't have to put much pressure, but what we'll do, we go layer by layer in that area. So I'll show you how to go darker in these area. So I'm only applying another layer wherever I feel like layers are looking bit darker. So I'm not using tons of color. We are just using limited palette here, but we only apply layering technique more. So continuously I'm checking my reference image and seeing what are the areas which feels like little more darker. Now every pastel has some limitation. It can't work more than that, right? So in that case what we do, we switch the pastel. So now I feel like switching my pastel, and it's not like that once you have used yellow you can't use it again. You can use multiple times. So we can go back and forth, right? So here I'm using this one which is maroon. Before maroon I can also try this rose pink. So as I said that always go layer by layer and with light to dark tones. Don't immediately pick your darker tone. So I will pick this rose pink first and then I'm going to apply maroon on top. So let's see. So first only working on those areas where I feel like it's more dark. So these are the areas which are quite dark, and you can see the movement of my hand is this way, inward, because this is, if I work this way what will happen, I will easily get the direction lines, I will get the flow of petal that it's moving inside. Okay, so here this I have to show. So always see where the direction lines are going. then I can switch to another pastel. So I will again go back and try to add more highlights, like variation in this petal. So now the areas which I have left, so I can work on those areas with orange. So here I am applying lighter color. I am using low pressure, no high pressure, no medium pressure. So till here we have only done layering. Okay, we are not mixing colors, we are not blending, we are just layering on top. Okay, so you can see when we are layering what is happening, our drawing is also getting vanished slowly. Okay, so for that, just keep in mind, if there are any darker values, you also work on darker value. So right now I can switch to this brown just to bring those drawing lines again. So I can go this way and still these drawing lines are visible. So I can just put these drawing lines here, because I have to keep these lines till end, and we can do it like a shading, no hard lines, only just do it like a shading. Now I have some idea where my drawing lines are, and it will not get disturbed. So here you can see base yellow is also visible, orangish tones are visible, red or different kind of reds are visible. When you try to maintain all these layers, it automatically start looking like a realistic work. Okay. And I I will keep applying darker colors, so now I'm using maroon, and I will only apply in the area which I feel like looks more dark. Okay, and you will see how it is looking like. You will see the change. Okay, and here also I'm going to apply some different yellow. And it's always good to take healthy breaks in between, because if you continuously working on, you will not able to see the details. So just make sure you take some breaks in between and then come back, and again you can work. Even if lines are not visible and you feel like now my drawing is completely disturbed, then also don't worry, pick part by part and follow how that shades are looking in that area. I can again go back with this color, yellow, and wherever the area I feel like it's quite bright, I can apply in those areas. Still we are just applying color, we are not mixing. And then keep cleaning your pastel. You can see different pigment here, so it's better to clean it. So some of the areas we applied yellow, and then again we can switch to pastels which are like dark. I can switch to maroon again, and again we can retouch those areas which accidentally went lighter just because we have applied yellow on top. And now what we do, then we do fixing. So we have to fix the shades. So for fixing we use blending stump, or you can use earbud, and then I first of all rub in sandpaper so that I get this clean edge. And now I can blend. So now I started blending. So in blending what we do, we fix all the colors. And we are doing blending on the spot. We don't drag the colors. So the right way of blending is, first you only focus on the area wherever it is light tone, and then you work on darker areas. So I can, wherever I see the lighter tones, I can just blend those areas. So we are doing blending on that spot. Or once we finish the lighter areas, then we can do in darker areas. And the another way is you can use different blending stump. One you can use it only for the lighter areas, and another one you can use for dark areas. And I'm doing gently without applying much pressure. So if you are looking for quality in your work, spend good time. No need to hurry. First few stages like third and fourth stage will not look um, like it is coming up. You will feel like it's not working for you, but keep working. Because first few stages are quite ugly. You have to keep believing yourself and keep working. Now once I'm done with the lighter areas, I can work on darker areas. I can do blending in these areas which look dark. So the benefit of going layer by layer is still I can see my drawing lines. Okay. So we have done this much. I will show you from distance. This is only, I can say, the 20% of work we have done, and it will going to take more time, but this is how we come up with the layers. And so we slowly add details, we keep adding layers, and this is how it looks. So yeah, I hope you like the process. If you have any question, you can ask me. I will show you from here how it is looking. See, this is how it is looking right now. But this is just at 20%. We have to do more layering. And the best part is sometimes we have to take a break. Why? Because first few layers. At least I have applied 3 to 4 layers here. Now these layers are quite soft, so new colors will not going to work on top or if you are looking for the fresh vibrant result. So for those you have to wait for some time, and then next day again come and you can add more layers on top, and this way you will get the fresh vibrant paintings. Okay, so from here we are going to do it tomorrow. So if you have any questions, any doubt, you can ask in comment section. And yeah, we are going to connect tomorrow. So bye for now, and keep working, keep learning, and if you have any question, keep sharing with me. Okay, bye bye.